So we have Achilles Legends Untold, and I was really looking forward to this one. I watched a little bit of gameplay, I think it was on Fighting Cowboys channel, and it looked really interesting. So I picked it up. I actually picked it up a while ago, and I've only just got around to playing it. And I thought we would do a kind of like an is it worth buying / is it worth playing, but I thought we would change it up a little bit and say before you buy, because I want you guys to know from my experience exactly what this game is like. And to start it off, it's got Souls-like and RPG elements, neither of which are done very well. And some people have pointed out, because I've not played too much of this game, I've not gone the whole way through or anything like that. Some people have pointed out in reviews that you play through the whole game with one armor set. The only gear you get in this game is new weapons and new shields. And just pretty much the whole gear system in general is not actually that good. So it's kind of like the game's having an identity crisis. It really cannot make up its mind as to what it wants to be. And when it comes to the story of the game, the story's not all that. And the voice acting is awful. Like, it's really bad in this game. And I'm not expecting a AAA big budget like experience with this, but I expected a little bit more than what I got. And when you start the game, you have a choice of 4 different difficulties, and I chose the second one because I just wanted to get into the game, see what it was like, and just see if I could have some fun with it. And even on the second of the 4 difficulties, so not the easiest one, but the next one up, bearing in mind this is supposed to be a Souls-like RPG style sort of game, yeah, it's really easy. I didn't actually die once. And not only that, one of their key selling points for this game is the AI. They say on the Steam store page, engage in battles against foes utilizing an innovative Gaia, so a group AI action system. Your adversaries exhibit unscripted interactions with one another, enabling coordinated attacks, often making strategic use of their environment. And from what I played, the AI in this game are brain dead, like completely brain dead. And from what some other people are saying is when you get quite far into the game, you can actually get stun locked, slapped into a corner with nothing to do, like no way out of it, and you just die. So already we have Souls-like an RPG, which the game doesn't do well. We've got voice acting, which is bad. We've got difficulties, which are really easy, and should be a lot more difficult considering it's a Souls-like based RPG. They have an AI key selling point that doesn't do anything good. The AI feels brain dead. There are cellars that you can find in the game. They're simply just a very small room with a few enemies and a chest of loot at the end. They're kind of like dungeons, but they're incredibly minuscule. And in my personal experience, even with hardware to run the game easily with recommended settings, I had frame drops on every different setting I've played except for medium. Chucking it on medium, it run a little bit smoother, but anything else trying to play on high or anything at all, and I would just get really bad frame drops. And then another selling point of the game, I don't think it's necessarily a key one, but they do say on the Steam store page that this is an online co-op game. And they will then go and tell you in the game features that it's arena-style co-op. So the co-op is based on arena gameplay, but it's not available at the start. You have to go and complete the game on your own to discover all of the different arenas that you can play in with your friends. And this game isn't like a 3 or 4 hour game. This game's average to be like 10 hours plus. But if you want to play all of the different arena gameplay stuff with a friend, then you have to complete the game on your own first. And the loot in this game is dropped at like crazy rates, and you have an inventory cap of 8 health potions, so you can carry a lot of healing. But within the first hour of me playing this game, I had my max inventory, and I had over 30 health potions that were spare in my storage. And I really do like how they have a storage in the game. So you've got max health potions. Instead of wasting them and being unable to pick them up, they go into a storage, and the capacities are quite nice as well. But you are going to very quickly fill all of your storage up for pretty much everything, because this game just absolutely smothers you in loot. And on top of that, with the health potions at least, because there's no real challenge in the game, you're not really going to be using them. And then when it comes to the Souls-like part, this is what I believe is pretty much the only Souls-like element in the game, is you have these things called shrines. And these shrines act as your Souls bonfires, but they are actually really close together, so you can almost always replenish any used health potions and other items from your storage and stuff. And you can rest to recover your health, you can teleport to other shrines, And you can also visit the skill tree. Now, the skill tree is not a skill tree at all, but rather a stat tree. As in Achilles Legends Untold, you are going to barely get anything new like quicker potion consumption and other passives at all. You're pretty much just going to get things like strength, health, and stamina stat upgrades. And again, like the loot, you are going to be absolutely smothered in skill points. So you're going to need to keep going back to shrines over and over again to use your skill points, which takes away from progression and immersion. And I mean, you are always getting skill points in this game. They come so quickly. And basically the whole system of your quote-unquote skill tree is you can put up to, like, you get these different nodes sort of things. And for an example, you've got one that's strength. You can put 3 points into strength, so you get like a 3 stat boost, and then you go down to luck. You can then put 3 points into that luck node, and then you go down and you've got more luck and you've got more, and then there'll be like a skill, like an actual passive skill or something once you've used like 6 different nodes. And with all of that, there's nothing that this game really does well. And granted, it is only £20 at full price. It often has sales, like right now it's 40% off. But this is also an increased price since the game left early access towards the end of 2023. And it still doesn't feel that good to play, even being a full release now. All this is, in my opinion, is just a generic hack and slash RPG with incredibly shallow mechanics that I would recommend playing only if you are really, really into your RPGs. And you can get the game for at least 50% cheaper than their asking price. There is around 10 to 20 hours worth of gameplay, depending how quick you want to get through it, which can be pretty quick considering how easy it is. And I will say, as a closing note, I did have fun running at enemies and doing a charging heavy attack, as it occasionally ragdolled enemies off the screen entirely. There is some fun to be had in this game, but not much, and it's not often either. So overall, in my opinion, based on the gameplay, the combat, like all of the different mechanics, the sound, the artwork, like, because the game sounds alright, the game looks good, but with everything combined together, I would say that, like, my recommendation is don't buy this unless you can get it for half price, because it just overall doesn't feel worth it. There's just too much that is shallow. There's pretty much no depth in anything that I've played in my own experience. And from what I've read in reviews, it apparently gets worse as you make more progress in the game. So that is things that I think are important for you to know before you go and buy Achilles Legends Untold. And what we're going to do is leave that video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about this game in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.